online. This is WSAV News 3 at 6.
A live look now in our nation's capital, where a car chase ends with shots fired, the driver killed, and a police officer injured. Good evening. It is Thursday, October 3rd. I'm Tina Tyus-Shaw.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. Thanks for joining us. That shooting is our top story tonight.
Emergency vehicles swarmed the area of the U.S. Capitol this afternoon after an order given over the speaker system told people there this.
Shelter in place. Close, lock, and move away from doors and windows. If you are outside of an office building, seek cover away from the area. Additional information will follow.
Police say this all started with a dramatic car chase from the White House and ended outside the gates of the U.S. Capitol building. Now, here is some video from that chase. Witnesses say police opened fire on the black car after it backed into a squad car. The female driver of the car then sped off again. The police say later crashed into security barriers near the Capitol. Now, that driver of the car is dead, shot by police. A child in the car is not harmed. And Capitol Police also say an officer was injured in a crash during the chase.
Well, now on to a developing story. More fallout from a series of investigations into the Savannah-Chatham Metro Police Department. 3 officers, including a police captain, have been sent home. Late today, News 3 received word that Acting Chief Julia Tolbert has placed Captain Cedric Phillips, Sergeant Malik Khalis, and Star Corporal Willett Williams on administrative leave. Interim Chief Tolbert released a statement which read, in part, "This is in the best interest of these officers, the department, and our community." As we told you yesterday, according to a sexual harassment complaint filed last week, Captain Phillips has been accused of offering a promotion to Officer Trina Mays in return for sex. Those same complaints are in part what led to Chief Willie Lovett's retirement from the department. And just 3 weeks ago, the Chatham County District Attorney's Office announced they would not prosecute any cases in which Khalis and Williams had any substantial involvement. Well, News 3's Sheila Parker has been digging deeper into the internal affairs record of both Khalis and Williams, and she joins us now with those details. Sheila?
Well, Russ, both Star Corporal Willett Williams and Sergeant Malik Khalis have a number of suspensions and reprimands listed in their personnel files accumulated during long careers with the department. But it is their alleged actions during a drug investigation conducted by C&T from 2008 to 2010 that apparently led to the refusal to prosecute. FBI and C&T agents complained to Metro back in June of 2010 that they believed Khalis was passing information about that investigation to Star Corporal Williams, whose brother was a subject of that investigation. A confidential source also alleged Williams provided security escorts in his patrol car for some who purchased drugs from his brother. Now, Metro Internal Affairs did look into the matter, but records show they told Chief Willie Lovett in November of 2010 that the other agencies had provided them little to no written documentation proving any illegal activity by the officers, and the case was then closed. Reporting from the newsroom, Sheila Parker, WSAV News 3.
The shutdown showdown continues on Capitol Hill tonight. Lawmakers have yet to reach a deal, and many government services remain closed and unfunded. And in its third day, the political finger-pointing continues.
The worst part is, this time, it's not because of a once-in-a-lifetime recession. This isn't happening because of some financial crisis. It's happening because of a reckless Republican shutdown in Washington.
For 5 years, President Obama has carried an I won, it's my way, or the highway attitude. And he's not reached across the aisle to Republicans, who were also elected to solve the major problems facing this country. The president's refusal to work in a bipartisan way has led us to this shutdown.
Well, hundreds of civilian employees in our area are part of the more than 800,000 federal employees on furlough due to that shutdown. The workers at Marine Corps Air Station, Paris Island, and the Naval Hospital have taken to the streets. News 3's Brittany Shane was out with protesters today and has more on how they're feeling in the country.
We need to work. We gotta go back to work. Brenda Jenkins has had it. It's day 3, no communication, no end in sight, and she's not alone. Others in Beaufort are fed up.
I got to be the longest. We gotta work.
We're just pawns in a game of chess. And one side's trying to play chess like adults, and the other side's trying to play checkers like little kids.
They say it's a dangerous game being played with their livelihood.
We're all in limbo right now. We don't know if we're going to get paid. They said retroactive, but retroactive does not pay the bills.
My mortgage company, my power bill, they don't care we're furloughed. They don't. All they're worried about is when they're going to get theirs.
It's not all good news for those workers still on the job either. Bob Cannon is an exempted employee at Paris Island.
Now I'm trying to do like 9 jobs at one time. In my line of work, we can't miss little things because we're moving people constantly all over the place at all times. If we miss something, somebody could get hurt.
Which worries Cannon, but he says now they're just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Am I as efficient as it would be if all these other people were handling it? The answer is no. But we're all trying our best on Paris Island to get the mission accomplished.
We want to work.
We want to work.
But Brenda Jenkins has an answer for Congress.
Let us go back to work because we do not need to deal with this anymore.
In Beaufort, Brittany Shane, News 3.
Protesters tell News 3 they plan to keep holding rallies until the situation is resolved and they can hopefully get back to work.
Well, Congress and the president are still getting paid during the shutdown, but some are donating their pay or aren't accepting it. We check into your representatives and see what their deal is. Well, in Georgia, Jack Kingston will accept any pay during the shutdown, while John Barrell is donating his to charity. And in South Carolina, Mark Sanford is donating his pay to charity, while James Clyburn will continue to accept his throughout the shutdown. You can stay updated on all of the latest developments to these stories as they happen. Just download the free WSAV News app. It is available in the Google Play and iPhone App Store.
Well, by now, most of you know the reason for the government shutdown, trying to defund the Affordable Care Act. Yet the medical exchanges are up and running, but in Georgia, consumers may get less face-to-face help to understand the new law. WSAV's Joanne Merrigan is here with more on that. Joanne?
Yeah, Russ, it's no secret state leaders don't like what they call Obamacare, and because of some fairly last-minute state requirements, in Chatham County there will be fewer counselors to help those who want to buy insurance.
Oh, I think in Chatham County, we were hoping to have close to 20 organizations doing this. And right now, as I said, we have 2.
Dale Carson-Beboat from the Safety Net Planning Council says trained personnel are supposed to help consumers navigate the complexities of buying medical insurance. In many communities, that includes meeting face-to-face.
And it was a last-minute kind of change, so consequently, it shifted some planning.
The last-minute shift came from State Insurance Commissioner Ralph Hudgens.
Let me tell you what we're doing. Everything in our power to be an obstructionist.
And while the state won't run its own exchange, last month Hudgens said navigators and counselors who'd taken federal training also had to complete 10 hours of state training and pay for fingerprinting and background checks.
And to a small nonprofit, that can add up to about $250 per person that would be aiding the community, and most of those people are sort of retracting.
Now, instead of about 36 counselors and navigators locally, there will only be about 6.
The state is requiring 10 additional hours of training on top of the 25 that the federal government requires.
In Atlanta, Bill Rensher from Georgia Watch has completed both the federal and state training.
And then we also have to pass a test.
Some say the additional testing seems purely political.
Whether they're opposed to it or not, it's the law and it's moving forward.
Yet Carson-Beboat is careful to say this should be about people who need medical care.
And we are a convener of the health providers who are focused on underinsured and uninsured individuals.
In Chatham County, 2 federally funded health clinics, J.C. Lewis and Curtis Cooper, will still have navigators. But 18 other nonprofits that actually paid for their own federal training are now backing away from all this because of the additional state requirements. Local consumers can still get face-to-face advice, but with far fewer counselors to help them, they will find probably a waiting list. Joanne Merrigan, WSAV News 3.
55 suspects now behind bars, thanks to Crime Stoppers, Fugitive Files, and You. Well, this week we have a pair of men accused in a series of robberies now facing more than 5 dozen charges each. Andrew Davis opens this week's Fugitive Files.
During the course of their employment, they stole over 240-something Cadillac converters.
They are John Neesmith and Demetrius Wynn. Both worked at a local recycling plant and, according to Garden City Police, took home more than a paycheck from their jobs.
The forklift operators would take the bulk of the Cadillac converters, place it near the vehicles, their personal vehicles, take the vehicles, the Cadillac converters, and place them in the vehicles, and then go out into the surrounding recycling places and sell them.
These went on for nearly 6 months until the business got wise. 2 suspects have already admitted to the crime. Neesmith and Wynn are still on the run. John Neesmith is 23 years old, facing theft by taking charges. Investigators believe he's fled to Florida, but still has ties to the area. Demetrius Wynn is 36 years old and facing 72 theft by taking charges. He may be in Jasper County, possibly in Hardeeville.
They're still recycling, using recyclers as a means of their money. So I think that this is something that they're still doing in the areas that they are in now.
If you can help find John Neesmith or Demetrius Wynn, call Garden City Police or Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. For Fugitive Files, I'm Andrew Davis.
Well, Memorial University Medical Center is looking to cut down wait times in the emergency room. Right now, the ER sees twice the number that they're equipped to handle each day. So they're expanding and almost doubling the size of the emergency room. The construction may be an inconvenience for some patients.
Many team members will increase our staffing patterns. Nurses will increase what we call like our patient advocates, people that will be in the waiting room to help as much as we can. And we even laugh that maybe we'll have to certain days hand out earplugs on days when they're going to be doing the jackhammering.
While they plan to break ground in early spring, construction will take up to 2 years.
Still ahead on WSAV News 3 on your side at 6. Early detection is key in the treatment of breast cancer.
And you're looking at a live picture of our Buddy Check 3 volunteers manning the phones tonight. You can call them with any of your breast health questions at 644-6852.
And Sunday into Monday, if the forecast holds, we may see an impact from Tropical Storm Karen. The very latest is coming up just after the break.
Now, Storm Team 3 weather, powered by Hargrade Live Titan Radar.
Well, lest you have forgotten, we are still in the hurricane season.
Yep. Oh, for another, let's say, month and a half in here. And sure enough, we have the tropics to talk about. A very interesting, very interactive graphic here. Take a look at this. This is the graphic of the hurricane hunters. They're zigzagging in and out of Karen. And the latest observation that they have here, they are flying inside of the storm. The pressure has fallen to 999 millibars. And at least at their flight level, 75-mile-per-hour winds. Now, when you calculate that to the surface, it's at 65. And I'm going to talk about and revisit Karen coming up in just 1 second. Satellite radar composite, all in all, not a bad Thursday. A mix of sun and clouds, warm temps, a little bit above average for this time of the year. And the reason why the weather is fairly nice, pleasant, high pressure is in control across the eastern half of the United States. That's going to be the case in the short term, and then Karen is going to disrupt that. 82 degrees the current temperature at the airport, 81 at Hunter, 83 for those of you around Richmond. It's a little bit cooler towards the coastline with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Just up at 81. Waycross, fairly warm Thursday evening, 86 degrees. But for tonight, a little bit warmer in comparison to some of the temperatures, some of the numbers that we've had over the past couple of days. But with calm winds and with all that lower level moisture, some patchy fog is possible heading into your Friday morning as we approach sunrise, and a few clouds are possible from time to time. And our RPM model forecast does a great job of showing that potential for some fog out there. Do you notice the trend? Most of it is along and towards the west of I-95, and as quickly as it forms, the fog will burn off during the late morning hours, and a very slight chance of rain. It's possible heading into your Friday afternoon, early evening. 87 degrees for your Friday. That is above average. The average high is 82, and the winds could occasionally gust to 10, even 15 miles per hour. Now let's revisit Karen here. A bit disorganized. Notice how most of the convection, the colder cloud tops, this is the infrared satellite imagery. It's very lopsided. Most of it, it's on the east side of the storm. Not much in the way of thunderstorms on the west side of the storm. Still, we have 65-mile-per-hour sustained winds moving off towards the north-northwest at 12. Here's the reason why it at least deserves some of our attention. It's going to move off towards the north. These are the spaghetti plots, the computer models, and then beyond that, curving off towards the northeast. The heaviest rain, the main core of it, I do believe, will move across central Georgia, but we will still be on the east side of the storm. That is the dirty side of the storm. That's what you typically will hear meteorologists say. And because of that, we have the potential for some isolated tornadoes. There's going to be enhanced or at least elevated rotation in the atmosphere, heavy rain, gusty winds, even some minor coastal flooding possible. The time frame, which we will still need to tweak as we get more and more computer model data in, looks to be late Sunday into the morning hours on Monday. If the system slows down, we're going to have to delay that. If it speeds up, we're going to have to possibly move that forecast into Sunday afternoon, the very latest over the next couple of days. But just to reiterate, it's going to be a Sunday, Monday type of ordeal. And then once it moves out of here, improving conditions Tuesday into Wednesday, a 20% chance of rain on Thursday. But really a perfect time here. You talk about really a perfect time to get that free WSAV weather app, advanced storm tracking, high resolution imagery, accurate 10-day forecast, as well as one of the other additional tools that we have here, guys. We have a brand new and revamped 3.3 24-hour weather network, and the channels, if you're a Comcast customer, Hard-Gray, 236, 110 for 110 for Hard-Gray, 236 for Comcast. Check it out. It's a good tool.
All right. Thanks, man.
You bet.
Well, several area high school football teams are still undefeated this season, and the gridiron action continues right here on WSAV. Our Thursday night Blitz game of the week features Thomas Hayward at St. Andrews on Wilmington Island tonight. Catch all the action on WSAV 3.2 starting at 7 p.m., or you can see it live streamed right here on our website, WSAV.com.
Well, early detection is key in the treatment of breast cancer. That's the reason behind Buddy Check 3.
And we want you to check it out, a live picture now of our volunteers. They are here to answer your questions and concerns. Give them a call. Our phone bank number is on the screen for you right now, 912-644-6852. You have until 6:30 to make a call. Breast cancer is a worldwide health issue. In the United States, 1 in 8 women is affected in her lifetime. In an attempt to fight the disease, Savannah's Young Survival Coalition has some questions for teenagers. And tonight's Buddy Check 3 report, an opportunity to educate young women about breast health.
All right, what's the answer? It is none of the above. None of those things cause breast cancer, and in fact, we don't know what causes breast cancer.
Lunch at St. Vincent's Academy Thursday was a recipe mixed with the facts of life.
45 and under, it accounts for 10% of all breast cancer.
Students split into teams. Support is all they needed. Two-time breast cancer survivor Jenny Shepard and the Young Survival Coalition put them to the test. A trivia contest serves as an opportunity for a fun and valuable breast health awareness.
To be able to catch these girls at such a young age and prepare them to know their risks and to know what they need to do for early detection is unparalleled.
Life's a good teacher, and these teens are eager to share what they learned.
There's 1 out of 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and just all the things you can do to prevent being diagnosed, like early mammograms, seeing a professional, and just self-exams monthly.
Sarah Ann encourages you to pay attention to your breast health. She watched the disease cause pain and heartache.
Every girl needs to be aware of this and realize that it actually is a real, true danger, because I know so many people who have it. My mom has it, my grandma had it, and it's a real thing. It happens to people, and you don't expect it to happen, but it does.
Knowing your breast cancer facts could save lives.
It was incredibly inspiring because one of the missions of the Young Survival Coalition is to make sure people know that young women can and do get breast cancer. It's not as common, but it's something you need to be aware of and to be able.
Jenny is hoping today's trivia contest will change how young girls think about their breast health. And right now, St. Vincent's volleyball team is hosting Pink Nike Spike for Life Dig for a Cure. Now, during the volleyball games, breast cancer survivors will be recognized.
Well, again this month, WSAV is hosting health professionals from St. Joseph's Candler to answer your breast health questions. The phone lines are open. You can call our Buddy Check 3 phone bank now to get answers and information. The number to call is 912-644-6852. Again, that's 912-644-6852. The lines will be open until 6:30 tonight. And here's how you can join our Buddy Check 3 program. Just choose a buddy, mark the 3rd of each month on your calendar. That's today. On that day, remind your buddy to do the breast self-exam. If anything seems unusual, call your doctor immediately or call 1-866 SJC to win. You can also sign up for our Buddy Check 3 email reminders. Just go to our website, WSAV.com, click on the Health tab, and you'll see this screen where you can fill out your email address and subscribe.
You are watching WSAV News 3 on your side at 6.
We'll be right back. All right, Matt has a final look at the weather before we go.
Yeah, well, the forecast looks good for the next couple of days, at least for your Friday into Saturday. Now, it goes downhill if the forecast holds. Karen, we're going to have to watch it. Time frame, mainly second half of the day on Sunday into the early morning hours on Monday. If the forecast changes, we will immediately let you know. But it could be a very gusty and windy forecast.
Okay, and that's our time. NBC Nightly News is coming up next.
From all of us at WSAV, thanks for making us your choice for news.
Good night.